You're listening to the AstroMommy Daily Horoscope, a forecast that hopes to shine a light in the dark, helping us all see where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time subscriber, thanks for being here. I truly appreciate you being in the AstroMommy community. I hope you enjoyed today's horoscope and card reading. If you would like to support the AstroMommy Newsletter, there are several ways to do so. Subscribe on Substack, share it with a friend, schedule a reading, check out my family's Etsy shop, Metaphysical Flamingo, or just leave a tip. Without further ado, here is the Daily Horoscope. Opportunities for growth, good luck, and justice. Daily Horoscope for Friday, July 7th, 2023. Good morning, friends. Well, here we are at the end of the week. This last week has been a little bit exciting, but also hectic astrologically, and I hope that you've made it through okay. Today is actually looking pretty chill once the moon gets past her conjunction to Saturn, which I am hoping we can all use in a constructive manner. We have a pretty big Monday and Tuesday coming up next week, and so this weekend we are hitting some critical degrees. Mars will ingress into Virgo on Monday, so all weekend he will be at the last degrees of Leo, which means that he is also in a tight quincunx to Pluto. This could feel like the heat is turned up and we are sort of sweating it out as Mars pushes through the pressure. Once in Virgo, there will be a little relief and we may feel a bit more grounded and a lot less dramatic, and like we can methodically get things done by following a simple list. Venus will still be in Leo though, and Mercury and the Sun will soon join her, but at least Mars will be leaving. Mercury will also be coming to the last degree of Cancer by Monday, and then he will ingress into Leo on Tuesday. This weekend, Mercury will form a trine to Neptune in Pisces, symbolizing intuitive thinking, artistic visions, flowing imagination, and unhindered musicality. Could be really nice. The moon will transition from Pisces to Aries over the weekend and perfect her third quarter phase to the sun on Sunday, which is where we turn the grapes that we harvested on the full moon into wine. The Aries moon is all about taking action and pioneering forth, and we may feel this in our personal lives a bunch, as both luminaries will be in cardinal signs. By Monday, the moon and Aries will form two squares, one each to Mercury and Pluto, while Mercury and Pluto are in opposition at the final degrees of Cancer and Capricorn, thus completing the formation of a dynamic cardinal T-square. This is initiatory energy symbolizing a major shift emotionally, environmentally, and foundationally. This weekend, we are building up to this shift, and if you've been paying attention, you probably have an idea of what this will be about in your personal life. So that is what we have to look forward to over the weekend. Now for Friday, let's get into the astrology. Right after midnight on Thursday at 12:14 a.m. Friday, Mercury perfects a sesquiquadrate to Saturn in Pisces, which represents delays, setbacks, and possible frustrations. This could be with conversations, ways of thinking, and also our methods of transportation, since Mercury symbolizes local means of travel. We could be experiencing car trouble, issues with our phones, or internet connectivity. We want to feel safe and secure, so when these limitations and restrictions present themselves, it can cause a bit of anxiety. It's like realizing you don't have your cell phone because you left it in the car. It's not actually lost or stolen, but it can create some momentary anxiety. The moon will be in Pisces all day on Friday, and at 12:47 a.m. Eastern Time, she can join Saturn at 6 degrees 54 minutes, which, on a side note, just happens to be in a parallel conjunction with my own natal moon in Pisces. The moon and Saturn coming together can symbolize a restructuring of emotions, fortune, and rituals. So where the Pisces moon may usually feel more spontaneous, fluid, and dreamy, Saturn brings a seriousness to the emotions, replacing spontaneity with a focus on responsibilities, fluidity with a focus on solidity, and dreaminess with a focus on realistic goals and projects. This energy used for good can increase our tolerance, endurance, and devotion. This energy can also create challenges in that it can feel really heavy, melancholic, and limiting. People can experience feelings of isolation, abandonment, and severity. When it comes to the good fortune that the moon represents, this can dry up the good luck spotlighting where things may be lacking in our lives. And in Pisces, this may have to do with a higher purpose. It is helpful that the traditional ruler of Pisces, Jupiter, is still in Taurus in a whole sign sextile to Saturn, but it's not exact by degree anymore, so we could feel a bit unsupported during this transit. It may be best to use this serious energy to accomplish serious tasks, getting routines and rituals that you are working on ready to be started when the moon ingresses into Aries. It's a good day to close out the old projects so you are ready for the new ones. Pisces is a mutable sign, and the mutable signs have to do with the transition between one thing ending and another thing beginning. So clean up your space, Clear out your email, your purse, and your car. Get things ready for the next part of the process. Sort your laundry, soak your dishes, and sweep your floors before mopping. You'll be happy you did. After the moon meets Saturn, she forms a sesquiquadrate to Mercury in Cancer at 12:52 a.m. Eastern Time, and then Mercury forms a sextile to Uranus in Taurus at 12:54 a.m. These two transits back-to-back indicate that there are many delays going on in our environments and with the projects we are trying to start. So again, focus on closing things out and getting them ready for the initiatory step. Mercury and Uranus in a harmonious sextile represent that you may have some unconventional ideas that could solve your problems. This is potentially fun energy that gives the day a kind of a MacGyver-type quality. We may find ingenious solutions to getting stuff done today that make starting whatever it is we are wanting to start tomorrow a real possibility. I know for myself, I have started sewing again, and I have a bunch of fabric and ideas, and I'm not organized at all. So the first thing I need to do is organize my projects, my fabric, and my patterns so I can decide what to sew next. It's a fun problem to have, but it does require a bit of ingenuity, as one of the big projects for the summer is upcycling clothing that I already own. I have lost a lot of weight recently. Saturn on my natal moon, anyone? Literally representing a reduction or limitation on my body. And a bunch of my clothes are now too big. But rather than toss my favorite stuff out, I'm going to be tailoring them to fit my new frame. Or I am upcycling things that I haven't worn for whatever reason into things I want to wear. My most recent project was transforming this tiered green circle skirt my mother gave me into a two-piece skirt and halter top. The finished set is pictured below. Sorry, I failed to take a before picture. So being innovative in our thinking and getting things ready for the change, that's what these two transits can bring. About sunrise on Friday, the moon in Pisces forms a sextile to Jupiter in Taurus, and this is a really nice transit, especially since the moon is in one of Jupiter's home signs in traditional astrology, and Jupiter is in the exalted sign of the moon. This is known as mutual reception and indicates that this sextile represents a very auspicious opportunity for good fortune, growth, and prosperity. We could experience feel-good events, an increase in our happiness, and familial harmony. This feels like a really nice way to start the morning, like the perfect cup of coffee, and it symbolizes good luck. Then at 1:14 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon on Friday, the moon forms a semi-square to Pluto and Capricorn, and this is the first aspect that she is making since conjoining Pluto last Tuesday. The semi-square is a 45-degree angle that represents wanting to get something done or accomplished, but having to wait or flat out being told no. So this could indicate that whatever deep feelings came to the surface on Tuesday are now being processed a bit more, and you know what you want to do with them, but you have to wait for something, or your efforts are being blocked for the time being. By the late afternoon, starting at 2:47 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon perfects a trine to the sun in Cancer, and then shortly after, at 3:33 p.m., she forms a semi-square to the north node in Taurus and a sesquiquadrate to the south node in Scorpio. The moon and sun in a trine in the water signs of Pisces and Cancer represent an easy and harmonious flow of emotions. The circumstances that we are experiencing momentarily align with our purpose, and we may feel emotionally connected to the divine plan. We may feel good about our personal accomplishments and ambitions, and our dreams and intuition may be on point and very clear. Things just feel right today. The moon forming a semi-square and a sesquiquadrate to the nodes indicates a time when we know what our goals are and we recognize the areas in life where we've already gotten the ball rolling toward them, but there is still a sort of restlessness that we have to contend with. Thankfully, with the moon and the sun in a trine, along with these transits, I think they will only be minor delays, like getting the go-ahead to go on a trip and having to stop and get gas first. It's minor, yet necessary, but ultimately doesn't hinder the flow of the trip. Let's move on to the card for the day. What is the guidance for today? Justice. On this card, we see Lady Justice, dressed in a flowing robe and wearing a crown. In her left intuitive hand, she holds the scales, representing that intuition must balance logic. And in her right hand, a single sword pointed upright, representing truth, justice, and logic. The double-edged sword indicates that the verdict will have long-term consequences for all parties involved. Behind her are two pillars with a cloth connecting them, indicating that a choice is to be made with compassion and possible compromise. Justice is all about finding a balance between logic and intuition, making a fair choice between something, and realizing that this choice has long-term consequences. The goal is to make sure that the choice you make is both beneficial to you and to the others involved, is fair, and has integrity. As the card for the day, I feel that this card strongly ties into the last transits of the day. The moon in a trine to the sun and also in a semi-square and sesquiquadrate to the nodes. It's as if you have a green light to move forward, but you still have to follow the traffic laws. If you don't, there may be consequences for you and for anyone else on the road, and that's a big part of this card, that whatever you choose will not only affect yourself, but others as well. Therefore, it's important to be fair, diplomatic, and ethical in your decisions today. Let me know if this reading resonates with you in the comments. I hope this is helpful. Until tomorrow, AstroMommy.
Thank you for reading or listening to the Daily Horoscope. Quick links and resources can be found at the bottom of the newsletter. Today's card was pulled from the Rolla Nordic Tarot, available on Amazon. If you seek knowledge and enlightenment, the AstroMommy Newsletter may be right for you. Side effects of reading or listening to the AstroMommy Newsletter are common and include joy, jubilation, delight, happiness, gratitude, love, triumph, feeling in tune with the universe, experiencing deep insights, reflections, and contemplations, a lightened soul, a lighter step, feeling awake when others are asleep, illuminated, enlightened, having spiritual experiences, noticing repeating numbers, animals in nature, or songs on the radio that speak to you, getting vibes, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsmelliance, feeling like you know secret language, biophilia, crying tears of joy, emotional literacy, feeling lively, stable, exalted, having an auric glow, or feeling like you woke up on the right side of the bed have all been reported. If you purchase anything through the affiliate links that I provide in the newsletters, I will make a very small commission. Thanks for listening.